Hello, folks. We should be live streaming to both YouTube and Twitch right now. We're back with our BX Dungeons and Dragons game, playing in the Mystara universe. Our party has gotten back to home base, Karameikos, and we'll pick up what happens with that after introductions. Jameis, who are you playing?
Who am I playing? Who knows anymore?
Who are you playing?
Cleary Elf Priest by the name of Galen Rayhorn, and I'm on a JS to find my lady, and apparently we're going to do a whole bunch of other stuff in the meantime.
Yeah.
Ladies will be found.
there is that. Dion, who you got?
Speaking of gay-ass, happy Pride, everyone. I'm Dion.
That's what we call a segue.
I had to. I'm Dion. Tonight I'm playing Stoltheid Reinbach the 7th, French aristocrat and magic user level...
Something.
The tab. Which tab is it? 4. So many windows.
4th level. Is that after you threw your experience in that I gave last time? You still 4th?
I think so. Was it just the experience from like
all the stuff that happened from when you rode up in your rowboat and found them?
You don't get a lot of XP for the monster fighting. It's selling the items and stuff is what gets us the big XP.
Yep.
So
yeah. And rounding us out tonight, Richard had another engagement he had to reach, but our halfling, who is not a thief, he claims, will be here in spirit as he's mugging somebody in the next corner. Bill,
he's an assassin. That's what he is.
He might be an assassin. Okay. Bill, who you got today?
I am Bill. I am playing Radnor the Large. He is a 9th level wizard, and he is very large.
There we go. And I'm Bert. I'm the GM. I am everyone that they don't play in this campaign. Streaming across the bottom of your screen right now is where you can find all of our social media links. So do that. YouTube channel could use some love. I'm so close to being able to get my custom URL. Just need a few more followers. But
we're running under talk shows and podcasts.
Are we? Well,
yeah.
Wow. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Yeah, in the Twitch or in the YouTube?
In the Twitch, it says
the Twitch,
talk shows and podcasts. Otherwise, it says
BXD&D.
BXD&D. I was just like, wait a minute.
See, I even set this before we started the stream. I have a feeling that StreamYard changes it. I think they might.
Oh, they might. I was going to say there was an update, but you don't use the same streamer thing as I do.
I don't.
No.
I don't. I've gone to StreamYards because why not? I guess. Why not? Yeah, so you guys are back. You found that you have been gone for over a year since the last time you touched base.
Oh.
Since the last time we played, so that's 2 years gone by.
Yeah. That portal.
The portal seems like it might have had some little timey-wimey effects. At least by your reckoning, you shouldn't have been gone that long.
Oh, wait. Since we went in the portal and came out, it was a year?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a year.
I was joking, but no.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like your watches are just really off by a whole year. It's a thing.
I mean
it's not like you aged a year. I mean, everybody feels fine. At least those of you that age naturally, like the elf would know. But yeah, the teleport portals seem to be a problem if they're taking a year to get to your other terminus. And this seems to be a thing that's affecting all mass teleport spells right now. Is what you're told when you pop out. It's like, oh, hey, you made it through. Most people aren't making it through.
Oh.
Yeah. So your description of that hijacked dimension that kind of inserted itself between your entry and exit points on your teleport seems to be a thing that's showing up in most of these teleport chambers. Now, the simple teleporting that's in line of sight, it's not affecting that. But any of these ways or any of these anchored teleport points are having this issue. So
Are
they
these like 5th level spells equivalent?
well, they're high level spells, but I mean these are artifacts that we're talking about. So they're rooms that are dedicated teleport places because they teleport without air, whereas the player's version of teleport, there's a chance that you're gonna appear in a solid object and kill yourself.
Also, the
Yeah.
dimension portal is also a different thing.
Yes,
as well.
yes.
It's just-
So it doesn't seem to affect the teleport spell. It just seems to be affecting these artifacts that create links between one location and another. This extra dimensional space seems to have inserted itself in between the locations. So that's a thing that you report back on. Also, this is where you guys can get more experience by unloading your gold. You're at a safe location. Unfortunately, I think Richard was the one who was keeping track of your gold inventory. So
Yeah.
So we'll have to assume that you guys spend some time training and leveling and doing that sort of thing, because I'm sure there's enough golden items to be sold to make it a level for some of you. I don't think you're going to make the 100,000 there, James.
I'd like to work on Radnor's mass dyspeptic bowels.
Done. You're going to have a few months downtime, so your character can actually let's be technical about it. Give me an intelligence check.
All right.
You may want to take notes because some of us did have some projects running in the background while we were away doing things. It's been several years. I should check in on these things.
I'm kind of doing something that I back in the Steam Steel Murder game days, where you guys made groups and your groups got experience. So I've been treating like this. So the Green Company as a whole has been benefiting from a lot of your business endeavors that you set up. You succeeded, Bill. So your project is successful. You have a new spell.
Yeah, that's the 5th level spell. I don't know all the particulars.
Right. So it's mass. So we're going to give it an area. You want to make it a 5th level spell?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say probably a 60-foot.
Well, we can have a look at what's 5th level spells do.
But it's not selective. So it's everybody in that 60 feet.
See, Cloud
what
Core is
level-
30 feet.
What level is regular dyspeptic bowels?
First.
Can I learn that
Oh yeah.
from you during this downtime? Is
Yeah.
there a couple of spells I could probably pick out of your spell book?
Oh, I'm
'Cause
sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
I was very lacking in Averone in the magic department.
Schottelheim probably has gotten membership in the Magic Guild as well, which means that you have access to every spell from 1st to 3rd that's in the book by being a member. It's 100 gold pieces to get your membership card every year, but you're back now. The company will cover that expenses.
I sent a handwritten letter with like signed pedigree of my Amber family lineage, and they were just like, take it.
Okay. What's what would be the range on the mass dyspeptic bowels? Like how far?
Actually, I think James had it there. Let's say it's 60 foot for the range, so that's where you place the center, and we'll say it's a 30-foot radius. So it's got a 60-foot range, but a 30-foot radius, so that you can keep yourself out of it.
All right.
But otherwise, it acts just like your 1st level spell. It hits a radius of people.
So if like an army's coming after us, that'll be a good thing.
Or anything with bowels. Bowels.
Well, that's what you got the mess. That's why you got Fireball for. If you've got a massive army coming out.
Well, but if you don't want to kill them.
Yeah, I mean, if we're in a confined space, I can cast that, and it will affect a bunch of the enemy, and it won't automatically kill us like a fireball would if I set it off in an enclosed space. I mean, I'd be fine, but you guys wouldn't.
Yeah, I was going to say it's worse than a fireball because I'm immune to fireballs now.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Oh,
we're both immune to fireballs.
Yeah.
Not me. Keep me away from the fire, please.
Nice.
Bill, would you just message me on Discord the dyspeptic bowel info, like the range and all that? Then I'll just type it in when I get a sec.
All right. The next thing that's been going on, yes, the Green Company has become quite powerful in the interim under the administrations of a certain assistant thief. And the business prospects that you had set up, like the Gardener's Farm, for instance, now is a really big. They've expanded out, so there's actually an inn there now.
Okay.
There's a small community growing up around it, and they're making a lot of produce for the area as well, and you're getting a nice, healthy cut of that. As well, the assistant thief's father, who you set up in a small business, has now retired because it's a multiple chain business that's been set up, and you're all getting.
Years that it was running, even with us.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when Magpie has an intelligence of 18 and is given free reign with the books. Yes,
it was less free reign and more the reign was sort of disappeared.
One of her more interesting acquisitions is the company has been granted land rights by Duke Stefan that comes along with the barony. So it comes with a noble title. Now, the title itself has to be granted to a particular person in their line, but the Green Company is holding it. And so they've got an area of land that they need to send some of their members out to kind of claim the territory. And again, the Green Company's whole purpose in having that original contract with Duke Stefan was to map out his territories. Again, this is a very wild wilderlands. There's a lot here, a lot of it's uncharted. So with this, you are granted a holding. The company is granted a holding, and Magpie needs people to go and map it out, get some cartography done to figure out exactly from where to where the land runs. You're also told that there are people, there are farms, and there's a small city, well, a small town there that you can levy taxes on, etc. But you also are responsible for their defense. Currently, they have none. It's one of the reasons why they need someone to come into the area and protect them. The Duke hasn't really dedicated any forces to it yet. So these people are very rough and tumble. They make most of their money from fur trapping and logging. Okay.
I have ideas.
All right. So you're given the area with a very crude, rough map, basically saying this is an identifiable physical place that you can see to this other identifiable place, and you own the land in between. Well, you own it in the name of Duke Stefan, which you have to pay taxes to him, but you can run it how you see fit.
Now, one thing I'd set up when I left was getting that lawyer, and we had that area from Martinet of getting up the place set up for the half demi-humans.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually realised why Galen is sort of so system, because as a racist, now, if he doesn't actually see that much difference between humans and demi-humans, you're all inferior race. Sort of, then it came to me, oh, that's why, because you're all the same, you're all just inferior races.
I think some of that high elf hobnobbing is rubbed off on you now.
Oh, no, well, I was always been racist. This has been less obvious with Galen, but then sort of realised, oh, that's why. But yeah, but for example, but depending on how well that's been working.
Not well. I mean, there's been land dedicated, and there's kind of like a halfway house for rehabilitation.
Well, so that we can extend that to, we need people to come and be set up defenses in a new land. There's a whole lot of demi-humans who've got nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Put that together.
Yeah. Mostly it's not failing because of the prejudice of the land. It's failing because few of the wild-spirited demi-humans really want to become civilized at all. They don't see the point in it.
Well, it was less that they got caught. It was less that it was halfway. It was just more that they got caught and got taken to Duke Stefan for basically death. Yeah, I was saying this was an alternative, and they're choosing death over the alternative.
So that is the clientele basis that they have, mostly is criminals, those sentenced to death, to see if they can be rehabilitated. And honestly, most of them end up being rehabilitated enough that they end up going to work in the mines and other places.
Oh, so death.
A slow, lingering death. Yes.
I'm
Well,
actually.
would they prefer to come and be guard forces out in our new land?
That's up to you. I mean, you guys. Well, your company runs those establishments, so if you got
Galen's
ideas,
going to propose that.
Yeah.
That they come and be defense forces out in the new land because we've got a new land.
But somebody needs to survey the land first before you decide what you need. So, Bill, you had a question?
Yeah, I just at some point I wanted to learn another 5th level spell. Is there a way for me to do that?
Okay, so the Wizards College here and your membership gives you access to all 1st through 3rd. If you want anything higher than that, you have to barter or you have to bring something to the college they don't already have. Meaning,
mass dyspeptic
if
bowels.
you want to give them mass dyspeptic bowels, you can trade that for another 5th level or a couple of 4th levels.
I mean, your name's in it. It's not like they can change the name.
I'm gonna trade it for the spell pass wall.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good choice. I want to find out, out of curiosity, while we're in town, if I can get information about like Alfheim or whatever it was called, the Elf Kingdom. Like, what's happened this last year with the orcs and the elves and all that?
They have no idea.
They don't?
No, Karameikos is. If you look at the map, there is a
we're
huge
under the mountain range.
Mountain range that separates you. The only people that get through are very hardy traders.
But like they didn't.
It takes them months to make the trek.
Oh, okay.
And so in the year that you've been gone, some word has come out. Most of it's hearsay. Most of it's rumor that there's something happened to Alfheim. Some of the more extreme rumors say it doesn't exist anymore. There's a crater where Alfheim used to be.
Interesting. When we get the airship in chapter 4 of this campaign, we should
Chapter
go back
6.
and check that.
That was
6. Sorry. I'm thinking Tuesday.
Chapter 4 is where you get the ship, but you don't get it airborne until the 6th chapter.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
This is the ship that only goes up rivers. It can't go in the ocean.
Exactly. Okay, so is there anything you guys wanted else to do in here? Because you're kind of being tapped to go and do the scouting of this new area for the Green Company to see what the holdings are like, what natural resources are there.
There were 2 spells I was thinking of, but of course the main thing with Galen is that he had this urge to come here to find his lady. So what does he do now to find his lady now he's here?
So here's where we drag Galen into this and why he may be interested in going. As you are given some sketches that they had, some of the lesser company members went to scout the area out, came back with just a very cursory, like there's this much woodland, there's a tin mine, copper mine, that sort of thing. But they brought back sketches of several ruins. And one of the sketches is a very old-styled rendition of Your Lady.
Yes.
So an old temple, overgrown in the woods.
Also remember the 2 spells I wanted were as well.
Okay. But you can't have any spells past a certain level. So
no, that's level 5, and the ones I have are much, much lower.
Mm-hmm.
One is Mass Cure Wounds, which would be like level 3 or 4.
Well, you have access to all spells up to the level.
No, this would be new spells that get sort of. Well, these aren't on the book.
Oh, I see. Okay, you need to research new blessings. That's rough.
Yeah, so okay, so if I can't, then I can't. Then fine, that's it. I can't do it. Then hey, that means
well, tell me which ones. What are you thinking about? Like a mass healing spell?
Yeah, mass cure, probably cure light, because when that goes up, they can get mass, but it's still going to be cure light. I mean, they're still not very powerful in terms of it's just a freaking D8 or D6. Okay. No, D6. It's not even powerful. D6 plus 1. And the other one was convert normal horse to war horse.
I think that's more of a skill.
Can you do a mass bless?
Bless is already a group of people.
Oh, so I tell you what,
all the allies I see is pretty much ready.
For a mass light level heal that is possible, what I want you to do is to make a luck check just to see if there is one of the high low.
Nope.
Okay. there is not anyone available in your deity's stable that's still around that can do that. So you've got to free your lady before anything like that
Okay.
happens.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. And the other thing, as I said, the big learn. Okay, in that case, learn skill to be getting horse to warhorse.
Turning horse into warhorse is a transformation spell that's more the purview of a mage than it is a cleric.
What spell level would it be?
Well, no, because we have giant growth of animals, so we do have some spells that affect animals.
Yeah, but that doesn't
growth
change
of
the
animals.
nature of the animal, though. It just changes their size.
Well, I was going to say,
I've got,
Showtime's more than willing to learn
snake.
that to help you if you want that spell.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it's possible, but it's something that you're going to need the lady's direct hand in getting.
Otherwise, just learn how to ride a warhorse and get training on that. Used to using that and get into warhorse training. Because warhorses are not as quick as normal horses, I know that.
No.
I have started using horses, so...
Actually, the Green Company has a stable of horses that are trained. I mean, they've got war horses if you want one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll just say it will take some time for Galen to sort of do that to become natural au fait with it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So before they have you guys traipse out into their new territory, is there anything else you want to accomplish in Karameikos? Is there any rumors you're looking for? Jameis?
We have to tell the Duke about the Lich. Not that we know it's a Lich, but we have to tell the Duke about the Lich.
And Radnar has to give the gobmelon seeds to the gardener people.
Yep.
Very important.
Okay.
Yes.
In honor of a...
Go ahead.
No, he froze.
Oh, that's it.
Okay. So, Galen, the other thing that you will hear, it's not widely reported, but most of the temples and churches, they have no more power. Like none. The hierophants and the higher ups in the church still have power, but the lower acolytes apparently can't tap into anything.
Ouch.
So it's getting worse for certain deities.
Obviously, I'll free my lady, and then they can all worship her.
Yep. Mostly because some of the deities didn't have middling servants. Like there was the deity and then nothing below them.
Right,
so. Yeah. Pantheons are faring better.
Tempted to go quickly stamp out a clan while we're here. What was the name of the group that I hate?
The Red Company?
The Redues. That's right. Tempted to go quickly stamp out the Redues because they're a bunch of bastards.
Oh, actually, years past, the Radu family has actually been excised from the town proper as there was a coup that was attempted. This is actually a module that you're now past the year that it happens in. So they still have their estate outside, but the family is no longer allowed within the capital.
Good, bunch of bastards along them. Whereas the Murray Leneves were much better.
Yep.
Can I get information in Specularum about the Amber family?
Okay, there are some books that you have access to in the Mages College about the Amber family because there are notable members of the Amber family that still exist now. Actually,
there are.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
One of the mages in Galantry, one of the top mages that form their hierarchy is from the Amber family. or at least purports to be.
Do they have contact information at the college for him?
No. He's just one of the rulers there. I mean, is what it comes down to.
Oh, I just wanted to send him a letter.
Well, it'll go the long way because the teleport chambers don't work.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll send a pigeon. I talk to somebody there and be like, I'd like to send word to this mage, if I get his name and stuff.
You can pay to have a caravan that's heading back that way to pass it along, but there's not like carrier pigeon service.
Still worked.
Nothing like that. What's that?
I thought they had speaking stones that still
worked. They stopped working too.
Okay.
Yeah, they seem to have been anything that is long distance production of like moving a person, moving sight, vision, hearing, everything has been interrupted.
Oh,
what about clairvoyance spells type things?
If it's in the immediate vicinity, it still works. But if
you do clairvoyance at a distance, it doesn't work anymore?
Yeah.
Wow. That's going to screw up some long spells.
Mm-hmm.
So would I be able to find out any rumors about the current whereabouts or activities of either Nestor Nettles or Jazz?
Well, there's a lot of wanted signs with his portrait on them.
Nice.
Yes, even the Green Company spin doctors couldn't clean up that character enough. He's wanted for several things.
Oh, can't wait for him to get back in the party.
I think Magpie knows something.
Yeah.
Magpie probably has him in a basement somewhere, chained up.
Yeah.
Okay. Get rid of that block of text. Get rid of that text. Get rid of that because that's done. Take the air around. Don't remember what that was about, so that goes away. Don't remember what that was about. I was cleaning up some of my things. Okay, don't remember that, so that can go away. That can go away. Has the red hand, whatever, what were they called? Have they done anything recently?
The Iron Ring.
Iron Ring.
Slavers. Yeah, I mean, it's still a problem. People still have tales about. Actually, it's becoming more of a problem amongst the Hen, which are the halfling within their nation, the Shire that's off to the west. It has become a very big problem. The rumors are that it's they're working out of the Black Eagle baronies. So
that's to the that west. Okay, we'll ask a question about where our stuff is in a moment. But yeah, there's one other thing I want to do, which can lead direct into when we take off. So there's lots of other stuff we probably want to do in the meantime. We haven't spent any gold. We haven't got any XP. Come on, we need to spend gold.
Well, you're so you don't have to spend it anymore. You just have to get it someplace safe, so you can count the experience. I'm just saying that Richard though has the inventory, so we probably can't get a count until he's back.
Right. Yep. Unless it's 100,000, I don't care.
Yeah, unless we get 111,000 experience
each.
From staying.
I don't think there's that much.
Yeah. So we're talking about the lich. Pass that on. That's
Yeah, so you're all given lots of coffee when you get back because earners get coffee. You're big earners for the company now.
I know I can't do it yet because I'm not at that level, but I'm going to start sort of maybe just inquiring maybe at the Mages College or elsewhere how I would go about getting a wizard's tower and apprentices.
You've
got land now. It's just a matter of you set up your own tower.
That's just Bert setting us up for this transition of we need place to go, and this is going to be the place where we set this up.
Yep. That's exactly what this
I'll pay a visit to Magpie and see if I can talk.
I don't think she's in. Is she in the city? I don't think she is.
Yeah, she's in the city.
Yeah. Okay, she is. Oh, right, yeah. Hey.
But yeah, I mean, once you guys have scouted out the location, if you want to build a castle or a tower there, if it has some strategic use to the Green Company and to Magpie, you can probably get funding for it. But it just really depends on what the site looks like and what you can bring to the table.
Okay. Maybe we'll start scouting for a location.
So whereabouts is it?
So I'm going to just show a thing here. Let me
just ping on the map where it is.
Yeah, give me a second. Where am I?
But before we go, I do want to talk to the education camps. That's what they ended up being, the education camps for the demi-humans.
Ragnar, what level are you?
All right, guys, can you guys see that?
9th.
Oh, you can make magic items now.
Yeah. Scroll.
That's so cool.
All right, so looking on the big map for this, the area that you guys have been deeded is, so there's Penhalgian, which you've been to before, and just up from that is Shallenford. So to the east of that, in the Wolfwold Hills, it's in the area between Threshold and Penhalgian and up to the mountains here. So,
wasn't that Elfland? Wasn't there elves up there? No,
Okay,
I'm thinking of down
yeah,
here. No,
exactly.
up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's rolling hills. There's some timber, but not as dense as other places. But there's also
yeah,
hills where supposedly there's some mines as well. So that's your territory. These are 8-mile hexes. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like 32 miles by 1, 2, 3, 4 by about 48 miles.
1 hex is 4 miles.
Yep.
So where exactly is that area on that map? Because you've got Stoneford there.
So it's between Threshold and Penhallion, and from High Forge to the hill. So it's like literally this area right in the middle there.
Right. But on the map here, you've got Stoneford and Penhallion and Hyannis Keep. I'm just looking at the map and trying to work out where on the blown up map is.
Come on. I'm trying to move your thingy. Give me a second.
Yeah, I get where we are on the big map. I'm just trying to work out how much of that littler map it is.
Oh, it's way off to the west on that little map.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So there is no Duke's Road that runs through it, but you do have access to one very large estate. Penhallion is a very large city, actually. Threshold is a small town. It's a logging town. And then High Forge is a dwarven holding. It's not the largest holding of dwarves, but it is one that does a lot of commerce. But you do have access. You have access to the river here. Which would be very useful if you do decide to get into some logging.
Yeah. Hey, I remember that logging town we helped.
Yep. And so your territory stretches all the way up to where the mountains start.
Okay. That's a hell of an area.
Yeah, it's a pretty large area, but you're also told that it has problems. There's a lot of monsters in the area. Yeah. Threshold is like an old, like I said, it primarily is a logging town, but they do have like a wooden palisade, but they don't really go farther out than that couple of hexes around it for their logging because of how bad the monster problem is.
We fought off orcs before. Yep. I don't remember where that was. It was might be where that dot is on the map.
But you're also told, though, that there is a small town within your territory that is part of the territory that's deeded to you. Its name is... Give me a second. Stalinford.
That is on the small map.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that is the Duke's Road. The Duke's Road goes right past Stalinford. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's like the far extreme edge of where your territory is, but that is within your purview. But they need protecting.
So do we have Hyannis Keep as well? Then is that an area, or is that part of the mountains?
I'm sure if you claimed it, no one is going to say.
Well, it's on the small map, so is it in our area?
Yeah, it is in your area.
Okay. We'll have to work out who's there and do we know anyone there, or does anyone around here know who? I also wanted to talk to the demi-humans in the education camps and see if there is interest in them, if they know any half demi-humans up there, and if there's interest in them becoming basically defense troops. Equivalent thereof.
Are you doing this?
Yeah, I'll
make a charisma check. Yeah, give me a charisma check.
Hopefully there's some bonus because of the work I've been doing, but who knows. Oh, low success. Well, medium success. 6 out of 10.
I'm not exactly
I don't know what you did to your map.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not exactly sure what happened here with my map. Give me a second.
You must have popped it out or something.
I did.
You popped the chat out. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have popped it back in. There we go.
And there we go. Technology.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay. I mean, heck, yeah, most of the people here would much rather be taken somewhere outside of the city. They don't really like the confines that they're put in. Even though the camp isn't in the city proper, it's close enough that they're, I mean, they're treated well enough. They're fed regular meals, but they don't have liberty to go as they please. I mean, they're still criminals.
Yeah, well, they're declared criminals by the Duke.
Right.
Galen doesn't see them as, because Galen knows they're criminals because of their race rather than because of what they've done.
Well, no, most of them actually committed crimes as well. But so the idea is, because they're doing this, instead of being outright killed, they're expiating their crimes by working and paying off their debt.
But Galen has seen cases where they got taken just because of their race.
Yep.
He knows that they're not bad. Fine, so,
given the choice, many of them would rather go and work off, their debt in a forest rather than where they are.
Do they know of any other? Do they have any? I mean, it's pretty far away, but do they know of any other races of theirs up there?
They do. Most of them actually stay away from that area because it's more the habitat of warring clans of orcs, hill giants, and there are wyvern and other nasty monsters in the area. It's not a great place.
No, that's not a great place.
But some of them do tell you with that charisma check that there are several, more than just the mines you were told about. You were told about a copper mine and a tin mine, but some of the people there tell you there's actually an old silver mine that was not, completed, wasn't dug out. It was abandoned. That was there. So it has natural resources in the hills and the bottom part of the mountains that are still in your territory.
Oh my god, are we going to build a kingdom?
We can do.
Small one, but you can.
I propose we get in touch with the dwarves of High Forge and get them to help with that sort of thing. But yeah, if we're dealing with orcs and freaking wyverns and stuff, that's going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
We've encountered orcs before. Stop mind, that's why. We encountered orcs and it did not go wonderfully. We killed a guy. The rest of the family escaped, but we had to kill a guy. One-on-one combat too.
All right. Anything you want to grab from the stores before you head out? You can grab some more healing potions if you guys are low. Yeah. These are the non-magical ones.
Yeah, always.
All right, so somebody roll for me, Radnar. Roll 2d10.
I've still got 3 from
right.
Okay. So 10. You get 10 healing potions. These are the d6 that aren't really magical. They just kind of get you up and moving again.
So 10 of them?
10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That just happens to be what's left in the stores right now.
Why don't we take 3 each and we'll give Jameis 4 of them?
Sure.
I don't know. No, well, we can include the halfling as well. He should be included in the stuff.
Okay,
I mean, I've still got 3 from the last lot we got. I've never used mine. I know some of you drunk them down like they were the energy potions they are, but I never used them. So if you're down, tap fill up first before bothering to distribute.
Well, I had 2 healing potions still left over, so I'll take only 2 and have 4 total.
Yeah.
If you want.
How many do I have?
Yeah, how many do you have? So I know we chugged a few in that battle that we had last time.
I have 2. So, I mean, I'll take another 2 of them. And, we'll just have a bunch of healing potions left over that we can give to whoever.
No, I'll take 2, you take 2, you take 2, and we'll give the other 4 to the halfling hold.
That works for me.
So I know some reason we did end up chugging a fair few last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to get a contingent of the demi-humans to go with us. So we'll probably need. We'll also probably need to set up our own caravan of travel in that case if we're going to be taking people with us.
Yeah, you're going to have to secure a location, and so you're told that basically Stalinford's been the subject of many raids. It's they don't know what condition the small town is going to be in once you get there. It might be gone.
We've got a couple of days. It's a couple of days. I mean, it's 2 days to there. That's like that's a good couple of weeks away. That is.
Mm-hmm.
We're there. We're in Specularum. Karameikos is 2 days away. Then got to get past either Kelvin or go
So
around.
you're in Specularum right now. You can take a boat, basically all the way up to the area, like right outside of either to Penhalion or to High Forge if you want, and that gets you just right there where your land is going to be. And that's not very long of a trip.
Yeah.
So you take that's 1 day, 2 days. It's like 3 days.
Okay, it's quite quick.
It would be faster, except they're going upriver, so they've got to pole it. They've got a pole to get up, but it's still safer.
Okay, it took us 2 days by horse to get to Karameikos, and you're saying we can get to Pelrogian in 3 days by boat. Pendragon in 3 days. Wow.
No, wait. Where are you talking about? So this whole area is Karameikos. So you guys are in Specularum right now.
You got that other tower of Karameikos there. Yeah, I'll just ping it there. That one.
Oh, Krakatos, you mean?
Krakatos. Oh, there we go. I couldn't see the spelling.
Yeah, that's the Mages College now.
It took us 2 days by horse to get to Krakatos, and you can say we can get to Pendragon in 3 days by boat.
I don't remember saying it was 2 days. It's just 8 miles
Because
away.
we always took 1 day. You stay at the Gardeners, and the next day you get.
Oh yeah, because you took the long way around basically, because you stopped off at the Gardeners, which is off.
Well, because that was like a good stopping place
Yeah.
after the day. It took like 2 odd days to get there. That's still 2 days of travel by horse.
But it's about 3 days to get up the river to about where Kelvin and Riven is. So about right there is where you can get in 3 days, and then from there you can work
You
your
don't
way
want to
up.
stop off at the Gardeners?
No, we stopped off on the way down because we were in the tower. We came down to Specularum.
Right.
So,
Okay.
They're doing well. How? I'm just thinking. I just sort of just in terms of balancing NPCs and stuff. Do you also want to take one NPC demi-human with us so Greg doesn't have to keep track of a whole lot of them for now? We'll get the rest later once we've secured an area. Or do we just want to leave it for now and then we'll send for the demi-humans afterwards? Or
What if we get like a whole group of them now?
we could get a whole group of them there. I just don't know how we want to sort of trade off.
Yeah, just do a little caravan so we have like, because there's a
Right.
town where we're going that we're in charge of, right? So maybe
I would
we
also
should
just acknowledge that no one other than me likes demi-humans.
Yeah, so keep in mind when you say a group of them, it's only you guys going, and these are criminals. So, like, if they get away from you, you're responsible.
So maybe we should just take one for now, like you said, with us. Like, handpick one, and then we can be friends with them.
And then we'll get Rednor to cast Charm on them. So
yeah, I don't have Charm anymore, so.
Yeah.
Because I can only have 4 spells right now, I think is what I'm understanding with this spell prep thing. And I can only have 4.
Level 4, right?
So I have 2 level 1s and 2 level 2s that I can memorize. So I took Shield, Radnar's Dyspeptic Bowels, Web, and Phantasmal Force. Figured that's good for now.
Yep. Yeah, BX, you don't get extra spells for being smart. So yeah,
Right.
it is what it is.
Ah, that's fine. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right.
You get extra languages for being smart.
You do.
I got a good couple of those. I think 2, 3.
So you are bringing a criminal with you, or are you not?
Yep, I'm happy to bring a criminal with me.
All right, yeah. So again, they are criminals. So you're basically told that they're releasing them into your custody. This is how much the criminal still has to pay off in his debt. This one was fairly minor. Essentially a raiding party. This is a you know what? This is a goblin. This is a goblin.
I love him already.
Raiding party basically made off with a few sheep and a cow from a farmer.
That's exactly what happens. That's
Spot
exactly
the
what
fuck
happens.
on with a goblin.
Yep. So
Yep.
until
What's
that's
your name?
paid for,
What's
he
your
has
name?
to. Yeah. What's its
Make it a
name?
sheet.
Dion. What's the name of the goblin?
Winky.
Winky.
It's the closest to your guttural human speech we can get to. Winky.
Because one of his eyes is scarred shut, so he looks like he's winking at you.
Yeah.
He's got a voice that sounds like he's been smoking cigarettes for most of his life.
Oh,
But
I
he
love
speaks
him.
your stupid language really well.
Winky, you're going to help us set up a potential. We're going to go see what the situation is, and this might be a better way than dying in the mines. We've got different mines you can die in. I mean,
Yeah, sure, I guess. I get like 4 cents a day to pay for those sheep.
Why am I just picturing Brendan right now? Just Brendan after like a week of no sleep. Just... I love this.
You guys gonna feed me?
Yep.
I got a
Yes.
very particular diet.
What do you need?
Food.
Got you. I got
yep,
you.
Yep.
Simple,
we may
easy.
have to potentially, depending on how well Winky's liked and how well they get along with people, we may have to get our own boat.
I think we can just trade him for the halfling. I mean, we can just leave the halfling behind.
Roughly
Don't
the
tell him
same
where we're
height.
going. And then Richard can just be a goblin next week.
Hi,
I'm sure
Richard,
he
if you're
won't
watching
mind.
this.
Yeah, I
Winky,
mean,
take
I'll...
care.
So the convict is put into your care.
Yeah. Hey, if the convict gets fit, the convict cares terribly much.
So, what are you good at, Winky? What are your skill sets?
Well, it's not stealing sheep and cows, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, you got caught doing that, so that is understandable that you'd be not too good at it. Usually,
I'm really good at fishing.
you like
Spear
fishing. Okay,
You've
let's
got a
get this
spear I
man
can
a
use?
spear.
I can give you a demonstration.
Yeah,
He
next
just
time
like
we
stares. I'm
find...
blinking at you when he says that.
Yeah, you know what? We'll camp at a river when we find one, and we'll have you catch as
Why the
much fish as
fifth
you
level
want to eat.
spell?
I bet
Why
those
the fifth
people
level spell
back
ability?
here wouldn't let you do that, but we'll let you do it.
Oh, actually, Radnor, you might be able to help with something.
Okay.
I'm just looking up what it is. That spell that they put us on, and when we visited the college, and I can't remember if it was, no, it wasn't Grange, it was somewhere else, where they made it bound to us that we were the guardian spell that we were put under when we were up in that thing. You remember?
Are you talking about the gears?
Well, the magic. Well, the thing that low level magic student put on us to make sure that we were going to commit crimes when we were when we saw the guy and the archmage. But you might have to help us remember what the heck is. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yes. Can Bill do that though? No.
The other thing is, can Bert get can we hire someone or get Bert a scroll or something to be able to do that?
Oh heck yeah, yeah.
Can't
And then
you
you
bestow
tie
curse?
you tie me and Winky together. I don't care if you do it that way or you can do it or whatever. But yeah, no, let's do it that way so that transfer the spell that way. So
Can't you curse him? You can do the reverse of like remove curse, right?
yeah, but curse isn't that good.
Look about the size of this one. You guys eat pretty good.
Curse is just it just gives you penalties and stuff. It's not really it's not the same thing as what the magic one spell was. I can't remember the name of, but I did spot it. There is a magic level Geos, but I think there was what one did that magic user cast? Because he didn't have a spell.
You can get someone to cast that. That's just fine. That's something I pulled out of the first edition D&D, so it's not even on this list. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, yeah. Can we? Do
It's just a
something like
mild. It's just a mild compulsion, basically.
Yeah.
You can have someone.
Basically,
do
I'm going to do that. Yeah, Winky's going to be a convict, and Winky's going to put up with some stuff. So I'm going to put a mild compulsion.
that. So are you having him bound to you?
I'm happy to have him bound to me if no one else wants him. I mean, I don't know.
Bound
Like
That's
you.
great. I got an elf I'm going to be shackled to. Awesome. Things are looking up.
Stottelheim just seems to want to take it.
You can bound him to me. What's it mean if he's bound to me?
Well, if he commits a crime, you're also responsible for it.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why I said I'm happy to take it.
Yeah, give it to James. It's fine.
I'm the one that's looking after. I'm trying to, in some way rehabilitate.
Look, I'm not a bad person. And you guys got so many rules. It's hard to keep them straight.
Yeah.
You know what?
If it was a better society, this wouldn't have happened to you. But
We'll
we're a crappy
teach you how
society,
to steal sheep and not get caught.
Deal.
Yeah.
One goblin. Winky.
What level is he?
He's not a level.
Come on!
He's 0 level after he gets a
They don't
few.
need no stinking
After
levels.
he gets some
All right.
experience, you level him up, but he's a
right.
0 level
All right,
creature.
we
right
gotta get some gold and sell it on this trip. We gotta rob a couple merchants and then make them buy their own shit back.
now.
I want to level this guy up. He's gonna carry us through Karameikos.
All right, so the idea is you're going to take a boat, right?
Mm.
I
Okay.
want him to be like the head guardsman at the gate.
If
when we get our
Stoltenheim starts
castle.
saying stuff like that, I'm gonna look for the zipper to make sure it's not jazz in the sky.
Hey, buy a fellow a drink before you start doing that. Come on.
Looking on Stottelheim to make sure because I'm one of the jazz.
Oh, if Jazz comes back as the goblin.
It's a reincarnate spell gone wrong.
It can happen.
All right. So yeah, on your boating trip, I'm just gonna cut forward. I got a place I want to get you guys to tonight.
Mhm.
So the boating trip is on a well used bend to the river there. So no real encounters. It's patrolled pretty well. So you guys find this small little town. It is actually still intact. As a matter of fact, if you ask around, they have been raided by orcs. They come through and plunder quite frequently, but they understand that they've been driven away recently.
Mm.
You're given some directions on how to get there. It's a little out of the way. They use the river to basically float down their goods as well. There's no direct road there, certainly not on the King's Road. But when you arrive there, I mean, it's a small village. They've got a central area.
The small map literally has Duke's Road going right past it.
Let me see that. Hold on real quick. Let me get to it.
Is that what King's Road is?
Yeah.
Duke's Road.
Okay.
We don't actually have a king, it's a Duke. See Duke's Road right on the map that goes right past Dungenville.
Yeah. So we're gonna ignore that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
Duke's Street path.
Let's ignore where Stalinford is on here. I'm gonna place it a little bit further to the west, just off the road there.
That map no longer exists.
Yep.
We ignore it. It does not
Gone.
exist.
It's gone. GM Fiat.
So we're gonna be like over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's area.
Yep.
Okay.
Or to the west. So when you arrive, there are several buildings in the center square. There's not a lot. There's one long building. This is kind of the local inn, watering hole, whatever you want to call it. There's a couple of other small buildings. Mostly it's farmland. It's just right outside. Small huts, small buildings, lots of tilled farms in the area. But when you do come in, you see like basically just nailed up along the entranceway is like the heads of orcs. They've been there rotting for a while. Not a lot of flesh left on them.
Full time temple shenanigans and a black cattle that's running around with an evil spirit inside it.
Yep. So when you get there, the few farmers along the way just tell you that so the town has a protector, cleric by the name of Arlick, arrived about a month ago or so, and has been able to rally fighting men and train them and be able to help repel the orcs.
What god does he serve?
Supposedly he's an ex-Griffin, so he would be Church of Karameikos. So he's he's Thaetian. He's those foreign gods.
Okay.
Mm.
You don't know, do you, Jameis? I mean, I figure you guys have a directory or something.
Yeah. Well, that and he literally worships foreign gods to what Galen would know.
Yeah.
Being a member of the Griffins, though, that tells you that he was a battle cleric. Like he's a war priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just tell you that so he's taken over, middle of town, the house that's kind of up on stilts a little bit. That's the place he's taken over.
All right. Shall we go? Do we need to have spurs on our boots or something so we can jingle jangle? We can stand in the line with them. So the town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Well, do your gods' views align at all, or no? Do you know with Aisha?
Do any of our gods use a line in any general sense?
Give me an intelligence check to see how much you've picked up about the religion of the Phaeacians.
Come on, fail. Come on, fail. I know not really much.
No idea. I mean, at minimum, you would know that it's a lawful god.
Oh, we're in trouble. I'm a chaotic.
I don't think anybody else would have any reason to know religions. So,
so we're actually in Stalinford now?
Yes.
We've cut to, okay, right. There's no mirror or anything? There's no mirror he's the closest I've got to become a leader?
Yeah, I mean they have a town headsman, but he was killed in the last orc raid, so they just kind of voted Arlick in as like their town leader.
Oh. Get in, I suppose. You go into the inn, grab a beer, and then go see Garlic.
Okay. This time of day, this is kind of mid-afternoon. Most people are working, so as you come in, there's very few people here. Of course, the town drunk. That's his job, town drunk. Yay! Nice green pet you got there. Winky gives him the double birds. Keep that thing on a leash. Yeah, a bartender just kind of comes over, looks you up and down, looks down at your goblin friend. Huh. I've seen stranger, I guess. What can I do you for?
We just got into town. We're the Green Company. We now own this area.
do you say that?
Might as well. Get on with it.
Yeah. We heard that Duke Stefan recently granted a dukedom out here. Are you it?
We're here to look into the situation, get this place cleaned up.
Yeah, Arlick's done a pretty good job of that so far. He just kind of shrugs. It's like, all right, well, I mean, we pay taxes to the Duke. I guess we pay the same taxes to you instead. So who's your royalty? What do we call them?
We didn't work out who's going to be the title, did we?
Oh, you guys got it all figured out. I see.
Winky jumps up.
What's your guys' titles here? I'm asking in character. Do you guys go by barons or I mean, there's a duke, but I feel like he'd be higher up.
No. We've got that bit of paper that gives us nobility for what rank?
It's just a noble title. I mean, it's, you didn't actually take you don't have that paper, I will say. You were just told that somebody would be granted a noble title in the lands.
Okay. Yeah. So the noble title itself is currently up for discussion, but we're here to survey and to help out. I can see
Stuffleheim claiming it because he's from the Amber family, with regardless to asking anyone else about it. Just so
I was gonna do that. I was just gonna bullshit myself.
Go ahead and do it. This way, Randall and I just sort of went forward. We need to put that out. So if you want to speak up and take it.
I take my hat off and I flourish it, and I give this big sweeping bow, and like my forehead almost touches the floor, right? Before I return back upright. I go, Stoltheinreinbach the 7th of the Amber family, at your service.
He rolls his eyes. Says, "Oh goodness!" Once they start putting numbers after the names, you know what you're in for. He makes this like bow to you in a deep. Welcome to the inn, my lord.
Oh, no worries. I do that as a formality. I expect nothing but to be treated like the rest of y'all. I wish to understand and learn
wink.
about this realm. I've recently, what's that term, Radnar? Is it plane shift? Plane
Yes.
jump? I jumped out of a
look at someone and
plane
look at the button and go, yes, treat him
into
like the
this
others.
one.
Wink, wink. As subtle as Rocket Raccoon does the wink. Okay?
Right.
I want to ask at some point what this war priest guy is like.
He's an older guy. He came out this way to retired. He had some title on him for he had kin out here. So he took over the building. His I guess it's his grandpappy got killed a few seasons back. House was intact, you know. Old Gerald was a good man. He talked about Arlick. He's proud of him. Working for Duke Stefan and the Griffin Corps.
Does he get along with folks? Folks generally have a favorable opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't talk much. He mostly just wants to be left alone. Said he came out here to take care of his family's affair and to do some fishing. He mostly just wants to be left alone. But let me tell you, when those orcs came out raiding, he stood up for everyone. Struck the leader dead and rallied the kids. I call them kids. They're teenagers, you know. They do the logging in the area. Rallied the town and we pushed them back. Did the same thing 2 more times and hasn't been a problem since. I mean, those orc corpses coming up this way stink something awful, but
Yeah.
he mostly just wants to be left alone. Says he's retiring, wants to keep bees, do some fishing.
Where's he stay at?
Oh, Garlic's old place. He kind of just points. It's the one up on stilts.
Okay, maybe we should go have a talk with him and offer our help if we're going to
First
be,
things first, I've got some gold on the table. Can you get some look after our horses? We'll get a drink while we're here just before we head off.
You got horses?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
From an 0-horse town to a 4-horse town. Yeah.
Well, we got a barn, I suppose. Sure. Yeah, this will cover. We got a kid that can take care of the horses and feed them and such. You look down and Winky's missing. He's you find him over with the town drunk. They seem to be eyeing each other over some tiles. They seem to have gotten into a gambling game.
I'm gonna walk over and just watch. Not even like sternly or anything, just curious what they're doing. Like
He looks
leaning
up.
over Winky.
He looks up and says, "Shadowheim, why don't you lend me a few gold? I got a great hand here. He's about to take a dive."
Oh, I'm not allowed to touch the money, because I don't know how the money works in this world yet. But
Look, it's really easy. It's the shiny ones about yay big. Give me like
they're all
5 of those.
They're all shiny and that big. Ask Galen. He might lend you some. I'm sure we'll be paying you at some point. I love being completely out of touch with reality. This is the best.
Galen's not that much better. You ask some money, he'll give you money. He won't bother paying attention to how much it is, what rate, what type it is, or anything. Can I have some money? Oh, here's 10 gold. Go away.
Galen, Galen,
Yes?
Winky would like some play money for his game here. He says he's doing very well.
Yeah. Okay. Give him some money. It's like $10. Galen does not.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. If Winky had been asking, if Winky had asked Galen for the wages on the way, Galen would have always just been giving random coins to Winky on the way. So.
Well, once you guys are done having a beer, the local stuff's pretty good actually. It's not bad. Kind of got a nutty taste to it. It's pretty good. But by the time you're done, you don't see Winky. He's not around, but you do hear him outside whistling. When you go to take a look, Winky is in fine possession of his winnings, which is a cow named Maribel.
Ain't she
Look out.
gorgeous?
Yeah. You didn't steal it. You bought it proper, so you look after that cow. Yeah.
Oh, this is my battle steed. You think we can get a saddle for her?
Probably.
Wait, what's your battle steed?
He won a
Cow,
cow.
Maribel.
He won a cow, Maribel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, Galen does
I mean,
not
is
let him
that
buy it.
Is that even going to work? What the hell is this cow going to do when he tries to ride it into battle?
Does it matter? No. Who cares? That's not the point. That's not the point, Radnor. That's not the point.
And I'm just really, Radnor is just really bothered by thinking about how that's going to work.
We'll see in chapter 5, Maribel will have a full set of plate armor and
Yes. Utter
Actually,
male.
as Winky has now someone to look after. Winky
Dude, I bet Maribel is the lady.
That'll be a hell of a twist.
well, Winky gets a little boost from Schottelheim to mount his new steed. He honestly doesn't seem to know the difference between a cow and a horse.
I mean,
also Winky now has a sense of responsibility and will know how to take on responsibilities and duties and become a better goblin.
yeah.
Because
Now,
of it, so
Winky,
that's-
you have to feed and clean up after your new steed.
What are you talking about? They eat the stuff on the ground called grass? Maybe you've heard of it.
Oh, yeah, but right now the cow is inside. And we have to take it.
We're outside.
No, you're outside.
Oh, we are outside? I thought we were still inside. I was like, why was there a cow next to the gambling table? Okay, my bad. We went to the barn. Okay.
No, yeah, we went outside because we heard Winky.
Winky was
whistling.
whistling. He was trying to get his
Oh.
steed to.
Oh, shit. I completely misheard that. I was like, I thought he just won it at the table. And I was like, why is there a cow in here?
He won it
We're
on the town
really in the
front,
country.
somehow.
Does the cow produce milk?
It has udders.
Yeah.
But, I mean, has it... do I have a nature check to see if it's, like, able to... What's that?
You can have a wisdom check to see if.
Yeah.
You know. Schottelheim may know the makings of fine cheeses and may know his cow flesh when he sees it.
I got a success.
Okay. Lower, medium. What'd you get?
7 out of 12.
7 out of 12.
It's well within its milking years. It's not a bull. It is a cow.
I position myself by the udder, and I remember watching this happen before, and so I try to reenact it, but I pull the teat so it goes sideways and squirts milk at Galen. Just like a little psst, just I'm like, oh, she milks.
Winky looks horrified. It's like, that ain't natural. What are you doing?
Oh no, they produce milk. This is quite fine.
That
We
is
could
natural.
use
That
this.
is natural. You own the cow, you know how to take care of it.
You have to milk it often, at least once a day, I believe, or else the udder will get too swollen and painful for her. So, and I show him kind of how to milk it really quick.
It's the strangest horse I've ever seen.
It's a cow.
I'm pretty sure goblins would have encountered cows before that do this.
They probably just eat them. They don't
Cows
milk
are
them.
cows are not natural animals. They don't exist in the wilderness.
But no, I think that farms would have cows. They would have seen other
Yeah,
people
and they
treating
steal
cows.
them thinking they're horses.
Yeah, but they would have probably seen people treat cows like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Winky hasn't. though.
Winky's
Oh,
not very
Winky hasn't.
bright. He now has a battle cow. Right. So after you figure this out and Winky has successfully mounted his new battle cattle, you head over. Arlick is actually out tending the gardens. It looks like he has doing a little carpentry. He is setting up some beehives as you come up. So Ulrich is in his late 40s. He's about 5'8", medium build, curly brown, long hair. As he turns to you, he's a very fair, if wrinkled face, green eyes. He kind of smiles, just a very quick turn of his cheeks, like
You know, I'm in chainmail.
gives you a nod.
The passing white person on the street smile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Greetings, Alec. Is it?
It is.
I am Galen of the Green Company. We have been gifted this land by the Duke.
I know the Green
We are
Company.
here to sort out the problems and set up our own. What are you, a baron? Stottleheim. What are you, a baron?
I don't think I
Yeah.
actually have a title. I'm just, a noble
title
in
guy.
standing.
He's entitled.
He just kind of gets kind of an exasperated. I thought I was done with title. I know the Green Company. Unlike many of the companies in Specularum, you tithe well. You tithe well to the church. It's appreciated. So this is your area now.
We'd like to say it's our area because you guys were here first, but also we're looking to flourish this land together.
It's our area, as in my area, and sometimes you may be included.
Every once in a while, while Stoltenheim is talking, I'm going to sort of get behind him and do a little dance.
Good.
And never explain it or acknowledge it.
I never notice it. You could do it in front of me and I wouldn't even blink.
Wow. So, are you going to keep traditional land rights?
What are those?
Well, the people that work here are allowed to tend the lands, and you get a monthly or yearly tribute of their gains, but they can keep the majority of the share. You'll get your taxes, of course, but they can work the land as they need. We can own property. This house, for instance, my grandfather built.
Sounds good to me. I don't want to till the land.
It's already here. Why would you're living here. Why would we make you build a house somewhere else to live if you're already in this one?
So I follow the lady. I'm a cleric of the lady, and I'm here to help her. This is Radnor. He's large, and he's of the magic school, or what magic school?
The magic school? That's
of dysentery.
Yeah, it's just they took the name of the ruins that they're using, so it's just Karameikos. Yeah,
there's a Karameikos, and Stottleheim's entitled to Karameikos as well.
Okay.
You know Stottleheim's entitled.
Did you just say a bunch of gibberish there, or did I just mishear you? I feel like you just
did. Yeah, so Radnor's of Karameikos, and you're the major Karameikos, and Stottleheim is entitled of Karameikos.
And then from the back you hear, and I'm Winky, and this is Maribel, my battle cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, Winky.
Just impassive look in Arlec's face.
Yep. No, I completely acknowledge it as if that was something I was going to say, but I forgot.
He's in rehabilitation right now.
Oh, and we have a halfling around here somewhere too, but we keep forgetting about him.
I suppose that would be one way to tame the untamable in the region. Certainly you'll have better luck with his lot than you will the wyverns and giants.
Oh, there's other goblins around here?
There are a few night goblins, not the same as your friend there.
I look at Winky and I lean down and I go, "What's a night goblin?"
Oh, they suck!
Oh, we don't like them. Okay. All right.
Goblins that come out at night?
Oh, unlike your friend there, that's a natural part of the wilderness system. The night goblins are cave dwellers. The dwarves in the area would know more about them. They are in constant conflict.
Oh, yeah, we need to talk to the dwarves sometime too. Well, we need to do a lot of things, but first things we need to get ourselves sorted out and work out what the hell's here.
Well, not a lot. This small village cultivates what we can from the lands. We fish, we log for a bit of extra money now and then. We're positioned to be larger if there was interest in growing the town out. There are not many families here now, but there could be. There's enough land to support it.
We hear that you have been put into charge. Can you basically give us a tell. What would you need? What would be helpful for the town right now? Can you tell us?
Well, more people. Honestly, the children, the teens of the area. They're not many. There are not many families that have decided to stay here. It's a hard life, especially with no defensible walls, no real system of government here. The headman of the village, who seemed to be elected simply because he was old, died shortly before I arrived. But there's few enough here that they seem to get along without the need for more extensive rule.
What are you and your people here's views on other races?
My people?
The people that live here. I mean, I'm assuming you've been helping them. I just like to assume that you're the mayor in acting, you know?
I'm new here. My grandfather lived here quite a while. And the stories he once told me. The Kalari elves, like your friend here, often come through and trade. Goblins, on occasion, will trade, but mostly they petty theft and take what they want. But on occasion, we have trade. The orcs take what they want. The giants, for the most part, leave us alone, and I'm puzzled with that. We certainly have the things they would like, cattle, sheep, but they tend not to come to the village. They have in the past.
What happened? Did they attack or
What do you know about the giants of the area? These
absolutely nothing.
Giants.
They're very large.
Yes, they are large. They are very strong, but they are not very smart. They're barely sentient. They're not very much going on that you can reason with or trade with. They're very brutal.
No.
But they fight amongst themselves quite a bit. And perhaps that's why they haven't gotten to the village. Too busy fighting amongst each other.
Possibly.
We might need to look into defenses against giants.
We need defenses, certainly.
Yeah, I wish you would. I honestly came here to just take up my grandfather's home and lead a quiet life. I didn't know I'd be thrust into a position of leadership. And while the mantle of protection, I have long since worked for Duke Stefan in the defense of his realm, I thought that was behind me in my retirement.
How often do attacks happen at the moment?
Well, the most recent was several weeks ago. It was the third since I've been here, and they happen pretty regularly, but not since the last group. I think I may have, we may have extinguished a clan.
Congratulations. I mean, that's no small feat, I would say, for...
The ending of a life is not a thing to be congratulated for. It was necessary to defend the people here.
Of course, self-preservation.
If they were willing to barter, trade, or do something more than take, it would have been a different outcome.
So, Galen, do you think we should take the time that we have before we try to settle down, that we should get more men? Should we, now that we've seen what we're working with?
Actually, Arlik says, I have something for you that perhaps you are more suited to do than myself.
Yes.
Now he goes into the hut, and he comes back out in a bit with what looks like an ivory scroll case. So it's an ivory, or it's length of bone. It's been capped. It looks like kind of like a scroll case. This contains a letter that I found amongst my uncle's belongings. It's addressed to a mage that lives in the area.
There's a mage in the area?
I just found it the other day. I don't know of the person. Yes, not. And he kind of points upslope to where the hills start. It's not a tower. It's a proper home. I understand from asking around the village.
Radnor, do you have friends up here?
Do I have friends up here?
His name is Kevorkian, and that's what the name is. That's the name. In the,
I
in
saw
the
that
module.
on the map, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Is that a Catvorkian reference?"
Oh dear.
When was this written? Give me a second.
Oh, I don't care when it was written. No, no matter when it was written. It was
1989.
afterwards. I'm pretty sure that was afterwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So he's a necromancer, right? Okay.
Less than a day away, and I'm afraid with the possibility of another orc attack, I have not been able to leave the village unprotected. But with the new masters of the land, perhaps, and he kind of holds the scroll out to Shadowheim.
I take it and I nod to him. I say, I think we would be able to do this for you. I also think that maybe if you're worried about an attack upcoming, that we should stick around for that and help out. You can see what we can do. We know what we're working with the people we have. A good team building exercise. And then we can go off, and do the delivering of the mail.
Well, whatever you wish. You
Or
These are
he
your
said the attack
lands
was
now.
a while ago, and we're not expecting another attack anytime soon. So that's just a day away.
It's only a day away.
What I want to know is, have you seen any signs of the lady around? I heard that there were images, ruins of the
don't
lady.
know this lady you speak of. Is it?
Did I have copies? I have copies of the sketches that?
Yeah, you probably have the sketches. You were given to them. He said, I haven't explored the region. I don't know this area well. Ask Tommy at the tavern. He's the oldest one here after the headman who was departed. Not willingly. He was killed.
Was he killed in an orc attack?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for him to be like, no, there's a murderer in town too. I was waiting to tell you that until later.
We all become murderers after midnight. We call it the culling hour.
Yeah, we'll probably need to set up a Green Company house place somewhere. Is there a spare property that we can take over?
There are several spare properties because villagers have been killed.
Is there a nice house?
The least problems of people who are suddenly taking
None of them are particularly nice. I mean, they're all made from local woods. I mean, they're shacks for the most part. The inn is the nicest building in the town only because it seems to have a really good roof on it. It's actually clay tiles that are reverse direction, so the water doesn't pool inside. Other than that, it's.
We take over a place. Oh, that was what's place? Oh, we loved them. No, you're terrible taking over that place. Oh, no. So just avoiding that is the main point.
Yeah, but I mean, if you ask him, he just says, "Well, the house there, just like across from him, was built not that long ago. It's probably the most secure. The family there died in the last raid. Well, it was only the man left. His wife passed from fever. His children are buried out back he kind of points to the two mounds out back. His children were buried in the grave out back. His wife's body had to be burned for possibility of plague. I understand. I wasn't here for it.
Now I lean over to Winky and go, now they're talking about a plague and dead children in the backyard?
And?
Is that normal here?
I don't know what you people do.
I don't know what these people do either. I told you I'm new here.
But actually, it's an idea. Yeah, probably actually, you say Tommy was the bartender?
Tommy's the bartender.
Tommy here. Basically, so you'll talk to Tommy and ask about the ruins, and also if he can recommend a place in the evening. Probably to help out as well. At least we'll confirm with them that we'll take over that property.
Yeah, that's the old Conley's residence. When you go back and talk, I mean, it's you might as well. Nobody else is going to claim it, mostly because they think it's haunted. His wife body was burned out back, and the kids were buried out there, so they think it's haunted. And the wood probably has plague in it. That's what the rumors say.
You can just
actually, if I remember rightly, our green company home back in Speculum was also haunted.
Yeah, you got a thing with haunted dwellings.
Do the green companies outposts all have ghosts?
We can only hope.
My other question. I was gonna say, out of character, do you think you can just consecrate the lands?
I was going to the place. Don't worry about it. I had already looked it up. That's
okay. Thank God.
Well, I thank my lady. I was going to ask about the ruins. You know, about the ruins in the area.
Oh yeah, there's kind of halfway between here and Threshold. There's some old stone ruins there. Used to be people would go there treasure hunting. Then there was several accidents. It's also wyvern grounds. There's a lot of. It's been a lot of problems for those who are trying to look around that area. But that's. No, these are some really good drawings. Looks like somebody got out there recently.
Yeah. That's why I made sure there's a green company in the area. Had a couple of scouts out here before.
Yeah, all right.
Now we're here to do better establishment of ourselves.
Well, if you're going to stay a spell, Conley's grew turnips in that fallow ground behind his house there. It's probably still seeded. So don't be surprised if you get turnips growing back there. Sell pretty good.
Mickey, you like turnips?
I said I eat food. What kind of food is a turnip?
Not many of them in the forest, I'll be bound now. Well, let's go have a look at the place.
Yeah. It's a single room. It's got a fairly nice fireplace. Hasn't been used in some time. There's kind of like a loft area where the family slept. No personal possessions left. It looks like no, actually you wouldn't know. But there's not really any personal possessions. I mean, there's like a foot locker. It looks like the husband must have been a military man because it's a military trunk. You open it up and it's got some blankets in there. There's an old shield. Looks like he was Trolladarin. Shield does have like a family emblem on it, but it's really worn. It's hard to make out.
I give the shield to Winky.
Like he's as tall as he is.
It's a tower shield.
Thanks.
Protection is good.
What did they say? What happened to the guy? Because I know she was burned. The two kids were burned. What happened to the guy? Did he just get taken off?
Oh, he was killed in the last one.
Yeah, but what did they do with the body?
Oh, they're buried. Yeah, not here though.
Okay.
If you ask, it's because nobody wanted to dig here because it's like, his kids are buried there, but so is his demon-haunted wife, so let's not dig here.
Well, I was going to get the shield and use that like a center point for the consecration to to put the family to rest. So,
if you want to spend time blessing the place, that's fine. You don't feel any. Actually, make me a wisdom check.
Very low success.
Okay. No, I mean you don't feel anything negative at all. Actually, it feels very homey. Like the people that lived here spent a lot of there was a lot of love in this house, which creates kind of like a natural barrier, a threshold. It's like this is a good home. This was a good home.
Also, I did not detect any ghosts in the other Green Company house either, even though they were there. So, Galen's track record on this is not great.
It's nothing.
But But yeah, it's going to use the shield, sort of represent the family, and sort of put that to rest and run
Yeah.
sort of center that.
The fireplace hasn't been used in a while, but there is some seasoned kindling nearby. Looks like there's an iron rod that pivots out that a cook pot would hang from, and you do find an iron pot there and a few just basic utensils, that sort of thing. The beds, they haven't the straw hasn't been refilled with the mattress in a while, so it's kind of rank. You have to replace that, but otherwise it's in sound shape.
So I propose we sort of spend the rest of the day getting this place up to some sort of scratch, and then meet the rest of the town when they come in and just sort of say, "Hey, we're here," and spend the night going, "Hey, we're here," and then tomorrow go about doing the things that we want to go do.
Okay.
So what you're saying is we go to the tavern and we buy 5 rounds for the whole town.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
That's a
basically
good
it,
idea.
Yeah.
I'm very good at the mingling with the people.
Well, you're the entitled one here, so yeah, you go off and be entitled.
I love carousing.
Well, if you wait until you start seeing people leave the fields and sun's going down, you hear music coming from the tavern.
Ooh,
And as you go in, it seems like just about every villager has some kind of instrument, as simple as a pot to bang on. Some of them have flutes. Some of them actually have stringed instruments, but it looks like everybody in the village plays something. And as you come in, the music that's playing starts off kind of like almost like a dirge. It's very low. It's very monotone and very kind of just has a lot of weight and heaviness to it. But then the melody changes into something a little happier. The people start dancing as they continue to play. The bartender is he's kind of just pounding on the top of the bar to give a little percussion going on, and he's occasionally filling beers as you're coming in. But as you come in, kind of like there's a skip in the beat as everybody turns to see the strangers, but then it kind of continues on.
Hi, we're strangers.
Winky stands with his hands on his hips. He looks at you knowingly and says, "I did that."
Do you play any instruments, Winky?
Who told you that?
I just thought I'd ask. Everyone else has one.
I play rock.
Like percussion?
No, it's a literally.
I play a rock. Here, he picks up 2 rocks. I play a rock.
You know what? If it's on beat,
Yeah, go for it.
It's not.
Yeah.
it's not. He's the guy that's clapping a half beat off.
Yeah.
So we will introduce ourselves.
Yeah, it's pretty
back up around.
Yeah, you wait for a break in the music, and the people actually do come up to meet you. Apparently, word's already gotten around that you're the new rulers of the town.
If anyone needs basically curing or anything, not that you've got the war priest there, but if anyone needs curing, of course, Galen would be happy to do that. But yeah, I don't think anyone would.
There are a lot of people that look like they've recently suffered injuries, but it also looks like Arlick is taking care of a lot of the more grievous things. Most people just have like simple wounds that are healing.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we got more people here than just old Arlick then. So where's your army? You gonna put up a wall or something?
All in good time. I think first is.
Or are you one of them nobles that don't believe you've got an obligation to the people?
Oh no, quite the contrary. We're here to meet the people and to get to learn all of you and to, live amongst you. And we want to build this up together. We don't want to be hands off with this, but we also don't want to be overbearing.
Make me a charisma check.
Yeah.
Got this.
I don't have a great charisma.
Come on, natural
but I
20.
have a
natural
13.
20. Let's have a lynching.
2 out of 13.
Success. Yeah, so they're like, it's nice words. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, we pay our taxes regularly to Duke Stefan. I mean, keeps the waterways open. They buy our lumber. Yeah, we just percentage of the lumber sales just goes directly to Duke Stefan for the taxes. You guys going to increase that or something? I mean, do we owe you more now because you're here? And like so the people that are talking to you like not necessarily disrespectfully, but certainly not like you're a titled noble.
Right. Right.
I think that's right.
No, I don't think we have that in the plan. I feel that right now everything's fair, and we have an obligation to pull our end of the bargain more. You know,
Is Alec here or is he off?
No, he is not.
Okay, he's standoff.
Are they still? Is there still music going on?
There's a little bit as people are tuning up. They're kind of waiting for people to have words with you before. Yeah, because it looks like everybody is in on it. Like this is how they relieve the stress of the day.
I'm going to sort of wander away, and I figure maybe I'll sing with some of the musicians.
Okay.
I've got a decent charisma, so if I roll against that, you know.
Is Radnar a singer? I think we've established before that he sings.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He's
No.
beautiful. His
He
rendition
sings Master
of
Stick
Amazing
Bells.
God.
It's
I
the
asked-
brown sound.
I kind of poke Galen a bit, and I'm like, I just whisper to him, "Can I have some money to buy people alcohol?"
No, I would have given money to the bartender to cover the rounds.
Okay, yeah, okay, so yeah.
I almost
The bartender that just taps a keg and just tells everybody, "Serve yourselves."
Yeah. I'm also treating sort of Tommy like he's like an unofficial headman because he's been around longer than Alec, and he's like the centre in some way. So he's like almost second headman. So since Alec's not here, I'll ask Tommy about the idea of maybe hiring some people from Penhalgian to come and build defences.
Well, I suppose you can try. I mean, they're pretty much don't go much outside of their own city and just leave our problems to be our problems. They don't claim this territory. I mean, if you could hire a group, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's like hire them to come and do that.
You might do better off with the dwarves, though, to the south.
I do want to establish relations with the dwarves because we've got some mining that we want to do in the area as well.
We have kind of an understanding. We let them use the mines and the lands here, and they give us a portion of what they find. That hasn't happened in a few years. There was a problem. Old silver mine. If I recollect correctly, they lost one of their highfalutin folks, a noble of some sort. Something happened in the mine, and they haven't really come back since. That was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. We don't really have anyone here that's miners, so it was a good deal for the town. We get metals that way, trade goods, be able to fix our work implements. We had a blacksmith for a while. He died a few raids ago. Oh, Jameis is frozen.
Oh no.
Someone cast a spell on him.
Hold person. Well, while we wait for him to get back, I'm just gonna carouse. I'm just gonna mingle and talk to people and learn about stuff, and introduce myself politely to people so they know my name. And
so your charisma check is fine. People kind of just don't trust you just because you're noble born, but they're willing to talk to you. They treat you like just a common person. Yeah. Bill, so you definitely are kind of brought into the whole hoedown. It's all like very traditional singing. Now you're not Trolladaran though. You're Thaatian, aren't you? You're from the conquering people. Yeah,
but I figure I've been like around long enough that I might have picked up some of the songs.
Yeah, they're folk songs. They always are a little different from region to region, but you pick them up pretty quick, and certainly the tunes are pretty much the same. So yeah,
Plus, I have some of that stuff I got from the guy in the spaceship that I can share with some of the musicians before we play. That will, just sort of make the music sound a lot better.
The marijuana.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're back. Oh, that's cool. StreamYard's detected that you were attached twice and dropped your frozen form.
My internet tried to update something and just decided I'm just going to crash everything while I'm trying to do that.
All right, so you were in the middle of that asking something.
Yeah, I think there was a problem with the silver mine.
Yeah. So he doesn't really elaborate on it. He says it's been years, 4 or 5 years. They used to have a deal where they'd allow the dwarves to pass through their lands and use their mines, and in return they'd get a share of the ore that was found. But since then, they haven't been back through, and they lost their blacksmith in a raid a while back. So they don't even have somebody that can work the metal now.
Blacksmith, you say?
Yeah, he kept all of our tools sharp and fixed broken things as needed. We could use a new one.
I know where we can get a blacksmith. I know where there's a good chain of blacksmiths. But yeah, so you definitely will put on the docket of things to get done soon, re-establish connection with the dwarves, because that's something that's going to be very useful. And then I assume Stotline's been entertaining people while I was there.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm carousing.
Yeah, Radnar has already integrated himself and is singing his heart out with some very folky dancing as well. So all in all, if this is the entirety of the village, there's maybe 40 people here. It's small. It's very small.
Yeah, that's not great.
And as far as you can tell, most of them are farmers. Like, there doesn't seem to be a lot of skilled artisans of any kind. Although, I mean, most people built their own houses and tools and such. I mean, they're a hardy lot, but no specialists.
Are they getting enough to get by, or are they in trouble with sort of like don't have enough provisions for them?
Oh, they have plenty of food, especially now that there's fewer of them.
Yes,
their gardens seem to do well. They hunt, but they also have farm animals. They've got cows and sheep, chicken.
Winky, no stealing their things.
Winky's got a chicken underneath an arm. He's already been drinking. He's trying to, come on, little chickie. Just like you'll love this. It's made out of grain. You like grain?
Okay. So yeah, that's all going to be for tomorrow next lot, or whenever we get around to doing things next. Because otherwise, this night is all about meeting the people.
Yep. Oh yeah, what you do. I mean, again, Schottelheim, you're of a different class, which doesn't go over well. Interesting enough, they take Galen in just fine. Apparently, Kaleri elves come through here fairly often, and a lot of times they'll bring a gift of game just to be able to stay and like clean up or just overnight somewhere secure.
Maybe you'll meet someone you know if you stay here long enough.
Maybe.
Are you close to your people, or I mean? Do you have family?
It's been a while since the last time would have been I really hang out with elves that weren't the high bastards. We were back down there when we were passing up. Previously, we'd been a couple of years ago now.
Do you have family that are around, or are you?
Dana is completely ignoring that line of questioning.
Oh, okay.
So a few hours after sundown is about as long as most of the villagers last before they start heading back to get sleep. You are told, though, by Tommy that they wouldn't use these words exactly, but they're diurnal. So, like, they have first sleep, and then somewhere after midnight, they come back to the public house. They have a few hours of conversation. Usually it's much calmer than this. And then, a few more hours of sleep before the day starts. Pretty typical.
What do they have away with lamps?
Mostly it's just burning rushes. There is oil. Tommy has some anyway, but most of the houses either have a fireplace going or they burn rushes.
Because what we will be doing, as we sort of established, I'm surprised. Alec could have done this if we thought of it. Was basically set up continual light lamps for people.
You're not seeing a lot in the way of magics, especially since apparently there is a magic user that has taken up residence just up the hills.
But I can cast continual light. I assume magic user can as well. So we can sort of set up some continual light lamps so they can use them now if they want.
So after a few hours of this, most of the residents leave. Of course, the town drunk is still there. Him and Tommy actually sit down and play a casual game on the table. Tommy's like, I usually catch an hour or two shut-eye before people come out again. And I open late. I don't serve breakfast or nothing, so that's when I get my sleep.
Fair enough.
Now, if you had extra hands that could help out, would you open for breakfast?
Don't see why. Nobody's available. They're already out in the fields working.
Yeah.
The drunk town drunk's like, I'd buy that. Yeah, don't you listen to old Clem here. Clem's not so much the town drunk as, well, his family used to be the richest family in town, you see, and he's got plenty of money that he just sits here all day eating and drinking from my establishment. So far, his coin's not worn out.
If we wanted to get a message to Penhalgan or to get other places, how do we go about doing that?
I imagine just go out to the Duke's Road out east and just find a warden to pass it along.
Okay.
Clem sounds like that guy that lived next door to where the Green Company's headquarters are in Specularum. Came over and passed out that one time. Yeah.
Except he's not angry about anything.
That's true. God, that was a long time ago.
Clem is quite drunk. He's like, yeah, my family founded this village way back when.
I
got dwarf in my bloodline.
I show him the rubbing of one of the ruins of the lady. I'm just like,
she's pretty.
Do you recognize this place?
Was she pretty?
She's pretty. Give me some time, and I'll just leave that here, and I'll just go for back for a moment.
I ain't never seen it. Is this the hellhole that all the children used to go out to before they made it so you couldn't?
Oh, I don't know. Tell me about that.
The hellhole? Hey, kids, here's a portal to hell. Let's go play there.
Tommy, you know what I'm talking about. Tommy's like, yeah, so village elders, when there are more of us, I told you about ventures and such would go out that way and try and look. Well, some kids got out there on a dare. Some of them died. Couldn't find the bodies. They found this big stinking pit in the ground, guess you'd call it. For years there, I heard that the whole village would just take dead cows and rubbish and just throw it in that hole. It went on for years and years. And funny thing is it never filled that hole up. Never stank from all those dead cows they dropped down in there and other things dead. Now this is just, this is old wives' tale. Most of them old wives are dead now, but old wives' tale said that old farmer, was it Farmer Christian? And he's like, yeah, it's the Christians. They threw their old hound in there, faithful hound, 18-year-old dog. Well, they threw him in there, and he could swear that next full moon that they saw his dog just stalking the forest, wouldn't come near the Christians anymore, like he didn't know them anymore, but he swore that was his hound. Okay, that's just an old wives' tale. All I know is, the stinker hole, they used to call it, because just the smells coming out of there, and they used to use it to throw everything. You can imagine everything had no value and had to get it out. They just threw it down that hole, never filled it up. But after those kids died, we figure those kids must have fallen into that hole. And so since that happened, none of the villagers are allowed to go out that way anymore. I mean, yeah, of course, teenagers sneak out every once in a while, but it's a pretty big penalty. They'd strip you naked and flog you through the town if they caught you doing it.
Oh. Where is that hole?
This is before my time, but I don't know. If you're gonna go and speak to the dwarves, they probably got a better idea. I don't think there's anybody. I mean, old Pappy used to be our headman. He was alive during the time they used that dump, but I think he was the oldest going back that would remember.
Interesting.
Mel hole, they called it. On
Mel
account it
hole?
was found by Mel.
Oh.
If this is a hole with the Migo at the bottom, I'm aware of a bit.
That actually is a reference to something, but not what you're thinking of.
Okay. Because remember, I did actually run the module too with that town full of crows.
Oh no, this is like a real thing, like Mel's Hole.
Yeah.
Do a Google search on it after we're done here.
Okay. The part 2 of that was involved a big hole. Where are we? Okay, nearly done.
But yeah, so he doesn't know that happened like older than he's that he can remember. I mean, like he was he was an infant when the village used to do that, and they told you can't go there anymore. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of elderly left in town. He's about the oldest one that's still left. The town drunkard's close to his age. He might be older, but that could also just be years of drinking. He could be 15.
All these young humans who can keep track.
Yeah. So by the time you guys are done talking to Tommy and Clem, like all the rest of the village are turned in after a hard day's work and a few hours of play. So yeah, if there's nothing else you want to do, Tommy says, yeah, after midnight, people will wake up, come out for more casual. They'll get food. Yeah, that's when I serve food. We got some roast boar tonight.
Actually, a couple of hours all I need to meditate. So yeah.
All right. So is there anything else anyone wanted to do?
Do we want to try and send word back the next day or whatever?
I was thinking about that, but we don't have a lot really to say right this minute. Because I think until you... Because I was thinking we're going to send a note off to Magpie, potentially hire some people from Penalgan, but I prefer to work with the dwarves to get them to set things up. And also to send word maybe to get a blacksmith from the chain and that. But until we actually got people coming in from the dwarves, there may not be much point in getting that done thoroughly.
I was also thinking, could we ask for like a small handful of junior trainees that could just man the outpost while we're doing work in the area? So there's like people at the Green Company house while we're away, or I don't know.
I mean, like just someone to help. There's not much
like
happening
a
here.
secretary
Really,
or something.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind
that
if you put somebody on the boat or you paid somebody to take a boat to Specularum, it's pretty quick because it's all downstream from here.
Yeah, but it wasn't get back.
But yeah.
But
it would take a few days for them to get anyone out here.
It's very great. I was saying, I don't know if there's much here to really. Maybe you build that to someone help. Yeah, maybe if you just get an assistant, a secretary, and a builder to come to help shore up our place and set some other things up and stuff.
Well, we only got a few minutes left, so let me just get through this. So after midnight, the folks come back out. True to his word, Tommy's got some roast boar put out for everybody as soup. He's baked some fresh bread. Arlick does come out for the meal after midnight.
He's breaking bread communion.
Yeah. Oh, he also explains that he doesn't believe in imbibing of alcohol, and he'd rather not be around people that are, just because it might ruin their day. So he doesn't want to do that. So
stay away from Rendell then.
So small beers are sold, or so small beer is basically, it's just fermented just enough that water is palatable and not, going to have disease in it. That's small beer.
It's like kombucha.
Yeah. So that's what's given after midnight. People don't get drunk at this time. It's for a serious meal. There's some discussion. There's some talking. But that's pretty much it. And not as many people. There's maybe a dozen people that come out. But Arlick is fine socializing with people. He just doesn't like to be a stick in the mud when people are enjoying themselves and he's not into it.
Do I get a sense of what level Arlick is?
Well, I mean, given his age, he's probably up there, considering, I mean, he's human, but it probably also means that he spent a good 20 years in the service as a battle mage or a battle cleric. So he's probably pretty high level.
All right, yeah. So I'm just thinking, like, there's the 4th level spell create water. So if there's water is an issue that they're having,
Nope,
We can
water
just
is not an
create
issue.
water.
You actually they have multiple wells that you've seen.
and also you got purified food and water.
Yeah, food and water do not seem to be a problem for the people that are
Yeah.
living here. It's just the constant attacks that is the issue.
I probably would even talking to a source at some point about the gods going missing and talk to them about my lady. And
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can leave that till next time, but if you want to sort of
Yeah, let's leave that to next time because he does
Okay,
have
cool.
a piece to say about that.
Mhm.
So we'll end it there for the night. We're at time now anyway. Dion, you got anything going on the rest of this week?
Well, I've started back up streaming again in time for Pride Month, and what else to play during Pride Month but the Sailor Moon RPG.
Oh, that's a fantastic RPG.
Oh my god, it's so good.
is.
Oh, it's so good. It's such a grind, but I've been doing that, so you can next time I stream, which who knows. Got a lot of stuff going on in the real world, but I'm trying. Other than that, when I'm not doing that, you can catch me playing tabletop RPGs with all my super cool, awesome friends like you guys. Tuesday and Fridays on Steam Steel Murder. Thursdays on Featherfall TT. This Saturday, so tomorrow, you can catch me on Fulsham Arts channel, where we're going to be playtesting this very rules light, very open-ended character creation, Shadowrun type game that one of his friends wants to run, and it looks really interesting. It's like the concept is just like pick 3 things you're good at, like say what your job was or whatever, and like a couple other describing factors, and there's like no stats. I'm gonna check it out and see what happens.
Cool. Jameis, anything get posted to the blog lately?
Strangely enough, they still keep producing movies no matter what happens, so I might as well review some of them. So yeah, I've got new reviews and stuff there.
Cool. Bill, got anything going on with the frogs? Actually, they're all at North Texas Con.
Yeah,
weekend.
most of the frogs are at North Texas, so that stuff's on hold for another week or two. But I'll be continuing with Lost City of Baracus. We've got a spot open if anybody wants to play. I'm going to be running some stuff from their upcoming Splinters of Faith campaign. And, maybe a little Rappanathic thrown in there. Cool.
And I've already dropped our links on here and it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. Check out bluemagic.com, BLUMAGIK.com for all of the links to our YouTube channel or Discord channel. Of course, you are here at twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder for the most of you guys. I only saw a couple on YouTube tonight. Come and check all that fun stuff out. Our next stream will be Sunday, playing some Shadowrun using Champions Now, the hero/champion system, because we like Shadowrun. We just don't like Shadowrun.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a trend here.
Yes, yeah, there's a trend. But say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.